Hey guys, this video is to help you prepare for the Southeast Asia Econ quit test tomorrow that will be on Quizizz, and that code will be provided to you. There's some things on the blog, and when I finish, I will make sure I put that link down below straight to the blog. So if you're wondering how to get logged in on there. So if you have any questions about the study guide, it was a 15-question study guide, so feel free to ask me your questions or any other concerns that you guys have for today. I'm going to pull up the blog and make sure everything is kind of working and make sure nobody sent me any emails. Hi to Taylor and Jyrene. Y'all are the first ones to tune in, or at least to type in. And good morning to Zolan, Rushi, Christian. Hey. All right, let's see if everything's coming up right. By the way, my internet's been really weird and it's been crashing a lot because of all of the programs I have to have my computer going on lately, so bear with me. Hi to Keith and Vital, and I'm not sure who Crystal is, but good morning. Oh, that was Jyreme. Okay, you just sent a smiley face. Gotcha. All right, so for today, until you guys start asking me any questions, which I'll give it another minute in case other people are getting logged on. If you go to the blog, I'm reading the I can statement, which is our learning target, and then I'll go over the description, and then I'll talk about the agenda. You can go ahead and start getting your questions ready. So if I were you, if you already know what you're supposed to do, I would be looking over the study guide and finding the ones that you are having some difficulty finding answers or explaining. So our I can compare Southeast Asian countries' economic systems by answering questions on the study guide. The description says students will start by reviewing some of the econ vocab through Quizizz. So that's kind of to make sure that you've got your econ down, your terms, because this is the third time that we've done economies. Then we will complete our study guides. And then I have the live stream for questions, which is what this is for. So first, hopefully you've already reviewed on Quizizz the econ terms if you had any issues. Hopefully you've started the study guide so you can actually make use of this time with me. And then there's a practice Quizizz, and that's all you have for today. So there's links for the YouTube channel, which if you're here, you've clearly found it. I am going to post this afterwards, so if you missed it, you can watch and hopefully benefit from people's questions. The study guide is on there. It's a Word document, and there's a Quizizz code or 2 Quizizz codes. So what questions do you guys have about the study guide? If you guys don't have questions, I mean, I don't know why I'm here. I don't like to necessarily look at myself on the computer, so it's not all that great. Can y'all hear me and everything? Is my internet crashing or something? It looks like it's okay on both. Yes, Keith, awkward. Okay, well, I see that someone has a question about number 14. I'll read it off. Let me get down there. It says, what do we know about Japan's geography? Just think about on the map where it's located, what surrounds it. I'll wait for y'all to answer. Yes, it is surrounded by water. So if they're surrounded by water and they have a massive population and they have very little arable land, which means it's hard to grow things. Now let's rethink number 14. It says, why has Japan specialized in the area of technology? Remember, specializing is something is when they choose to develop that arena, that, I can't think of the word, that area of their economy, because they know that they can then trade for other things. So if they're really deciding to specialize in technology, why do you think they wanted to specialize in technology? Thinking about the other things that they have. And Taylor, I'll go back to your question in a moment. So why do you think Japan specialized in technology? So they can trade for other crops for other countries, precisely. So for other things that they need, they can trade what they're good at. So they chose to specialize in technology because they have a skilled workforce and they can trade those goods, those specialized goods, for the other things that they need. So I'll repeat that answer again for you, Keith. For number 14, Japan has very few natural resources, so very little arable land. So the country had to invest in technology and industry to be able to trade for the other things that they needed. All right, Christian, does that answer your question? Where do they get the resources to build the technology? They chose to specialize in that many years ago, and so they've just developed an economy that's based off of technology. So they went to school, they got an education. Some of them may have went abroad at first, but now we have a lot of cars and other things, phones, computers, things that are made there. Taylor, I'm going to go back to what Taylor said. She said, it's hard to do similarities between command and traditional. So first, I need someone to define what is a command economy and what is a traditional economy. And then we'll try to do at least one similarity together. So she's talking about number 1, where you have the Venn diagram for command, market, and traditional. So I need someone to define command economy, and I need someone else to define traditional economy. Oh, and Annabelle, the test is tomorrow. It'll be on quizzes since CTLS gave us such a hard time last time. Hey, Brandon. All right, Jairene's given us command. She says an economy where things are strictly followed by what the government says. Precisely. So it's command economy if the government controls. Very good. It does help. Good job, Jairene. Now, someone else give us the definition for traditional. And I did have a student reach out and say they didn't see that in what we did yesterday. That's because this is the 3rd time we've seen it. So I was hoping you had it by then. So you should either have it on old notes or you can always look it up. Taylor says a traditional economy is where people barter for things that they need. I would add one thing to that. Oftentimes, families continue in the same practice that they did for many years. So, in a command economy, the government controls how things are done. In a traditional economy, the traditions, the gender roles, the families control what types of enterprises you work in. So, Taylor, if I had to come up with a similarity, I would say someone has to have control and it doesn't give the people a lot of freedom to choose how to interact with their economy. Does that help, Taylor? Good. And Shiza also added a traditional economy is where they trade based on their customs and history. Very good. So history, that's another way to put it. History controls the different jobs and economies people work in. Very good. See, this is a team thing. Other questions? Good, Taylor, glad you got it. So we've done 14 and we talked about a little bit about 1. So again, I'm going to be on here till maybe 11:30, but if y'all don't have questions, I don't see the need for me to be on here. So y'all let me know. Look through the study guide if you're just now getting onto the live chat. I don't know who Zod is. It says, hello, Miss Taylor. It's Zod. Oh, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Good morning. Or yeah, it is still morning. So again, you guys got to look over the study guide and you can just type in, I need help with number whatever, and I'll go look it up over here. I've got my other computer up and we can figure out some answers together, which good job. Thank you, Taylor, for stepping in with a question and Jairene for helping answer those. And then I think the other person who asked the question was Christian. So thank you, you two, for stepping up and asking a question. How about number 13? And JJ's Games, whoever you are, is there going to be a quizzes for the test tomorrow? Yes. And the review today? Yes. Number 13. This one's very similar to 14. It says Japan is physically isolated. Remember we talked about being an island. They're dependent on foreign oil, imported agricultural products, and mineral resources. How can it remain so prosperous? So how can they still make a lot of money? And I think 14's answer, or even the question, kind of gives away the answer. So what do you guys think for number 13? What was your guess or your answer for 13? Think about what do they invest in, and what are some benefits of their, I'm trying not to give it away, just what do they invest in? Hey, Chase. Oh, y'all, Chase, you just missed it. I just saw Luna walk by. So the question that that someone posed is they're having trouble with 13. So my question was, or the question, the second half says, how can Japan remain so prosperous? My hint question to you is, what did the Japanese invest in? Maybe think types of capital, types of resources. Okay, Luna, come here since Chase is here, I guess. Come here. Here, Chase, this is for you because I'm sure she's going to run away in a minute. She does not want to be held today. You're not going to say hey? She's not pleased. Okay, you can go, Luna. Go ahead. No one's going to try to answer 13. It's been like 3 minutes. We kind of already gave the answer to you for 14. Guess I'll go check my email while I'm waiting on y'all. Okay, here we go. Taylor says they specialize in capital goods to trade with others. Japan can remain prosperous by specializing in technology and the making of automobiles. Okay, those are true. So they invest in technology, but in order to have the best technology, what else do they have to invest in? Like, what other kind of capital? No email anyway. But that is part of the answer, Zoe, that they specialize in technology. Yes, human capital, very good. So they invest in capital goods around the sector for technology and human capital. That way they can have very skilled workers. And then Zolan says Japan is a mixed economy that specializes in machinery for their capital goods. So I would say yes, good. And yes, good to Zoe. Just make sure that y'all both also mentioned they invest in human capital. So does that answer your question for 13, Jaireen? And if someone else has a question, chime on in because we only have about 15 more minutes before I'm going to close this and you'll have to email me your questions. Good, glad it helped. Is everybody doing okay while Taylor says, how do you type on the Venn diagram? That is a picture, so I don't know how easy that'll be to type. You could put insert at the top. Let me see if it'll let me do it on my computer, which I don't think you'll be able to see at all. No, you won't be able to see. But at the top, you can click on insert. And then after insert, you'll see, if you go all the way to the right of your screen, there's a thing that says text box. when you click on text box, you would put draw text box, and you could just draw it over the circle, and you can type right into that. So you can do that, or if you just want to, put some space and command and write down what command is, and then mark it and what mark it is. So I know that wasn't the best way to give it to you guys, especially in a digital form. So good question, Taylor. How many questions will be on the test? There are 10 questions on this test. I decided to make it shorter for you guys. So I know there's 15 questions on here. I will say this test does not follow as closely to the study guide as some of the ones in the past, mostly because we've done economies 3 times and you're doing this at home on your computer. And I know some of you guys get very tempted to pull out your study guides. Alex said for question 10, they would have an average standard of living question mark. Let me read 10. If India's literacy rate is 63.8%, how would you predict their standing of living is? Okay, so let's talk about what is a high literacy. Anybody? And no, Jyrene, there's no writing portion on this one. I made sure it's pretty simple for you guys because I think y'all have been stressed enough staying at home, stuck in the house. All right, again, we're on number 10. It says if India's literacy rate is 63.8, how would you predict their standing of living is? Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex. I was telling them earlier, my internet's been crashing because of all the different programs I've had to have up. So I'm sorry. You can't have it both ways, Luna. All right, so again, my question, or Alex's question, was about number 10, because that one he feels like maybe is kind of broad. So I was asking, what is a high literacy rate? So remember, literacy rate is the number of people that can read and write over 15 in a country. So, hey, Damari. So what is an example of a higher literacy rate? Just give me a number 1 through 100, because you can only have 100%. Go higher than that. We got about 12 minutes left, guys. We ought to ask these questions. I'm trying to help Alex here, but y'all got to help Alex too. Okay, 85. Yeah, that's rather high. And maybe even the 90s, that's a higher literacy rate as well. 60 sounds kind of low. So to answer your question, Alex, I don't know if we would call it an average standard of living. I would have put it, how did I put it here? It will have a lower literacy rate since they have a lower standard of living. So you were trying to, I guess, make it very specific. So for 10, yes, 10, again, the answer would be, since India's literacy rate is rather low, they would probably also have a lower literacy rate. It would be below average. Good, good, Shireen. Thanks for the 100 there, Damari. 10, their literacy rate is 60.8. It'll be a little below average. Okay, good, Zoe. It'll be lower. All right, other questions, because we're down to the 10-minute mark here. Good, glad you got it, Alex. Any other questions you guys have about the study guide? We've got 10 minutes left. We've answered 14, we've answered 10, and then we went over number 1 a little bit. So remember, this is time for you guys. So if you have questions, ask them now. I wish I had something interesting to do. Oh, that was sweet, Zoe. I'm good. How about you? How about all of you guys? Y'all been doing something to keep yourself occupied, maybe exercising or drawing or reading? Anybody reading anything good? Y'all tell me about you, since y'all aren't asking me questions. Type over there and tell me what you're up to. You guys bored at home? What are you doing to, I guess, battle the boredom? Damari, why did you fall down the stairs? Zoe said she's good. I just play some music to dance to, so you know that you're doing something. That is Jyrene. Zoe said she's kind of tired. Been going outside with my brother and walking around the neighborhood. I too have been walking around my neighborhood a lot because that's the most I can do to go outside. And I haven't had like contact with people during this quarantine other than my husband, and my sister brought me like breakfast one day, but I have not seen people, and it's been really weird. It was 3 a.m. with some Oreos. Ooh, I hope you didn't have milk too, Damari. That would have made it a huge mess. So again, if you're just logging on, I saw a couple more people log on. I'm giving you a chance to ask me questions about the study guide. We've went over number 1 a little bit, 14 and 10. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask them here. We're about to the 8-minute mark. I think this is Alex. He says, I took apart my PS4 to clean out the fan because it sounded like an airplane, but it was for nothing because now it sounds like an airplane and I avoided the warranty stickers. Ooh, that really stinks. I'm surprised you were able to put it together, take it apart and put it back together. That's actually really impressive. I would not, that's not my strength. It would take me a long time to get it right. All right, so again, if you're just logging in, I'm asking for you to shoot your questions at me for the study guide. It's 15 questions. Your test will be 10 questions. That's tomorrow that will be on quizzes. And then I also ask, since no one's asking me questions about the study guide or the test anymore, you can just tell me how you're doing and what you've been up to. Because we're down to 7 minutes. Of course, you can use the restroom. Damari says he took apart his PS4 controller to get rid of, is that supposed to be dirt? Drift? I don't know. I'm not a gamer. I don't know what that is, whatever drift is. Is the test going to have writing portions? No, no writing portions. It's on quizzes, so it should be short and to the point. So again, make sure you use your name, first name dot last name as your login name, so it'll count for you. I've been playing MLB 20. Nice. So people have been playing a lot of games. Y'all are going to be really good when y'all get back to school at all the video games. All right, we're down to about the 5-minute mark. I've been outside. Maybe you meant haven't. I haven't been outside in 5 days from Damari there. So yeah, I know that's hard. To me, it's hard to be stuck inside. I really love being outside and seeing the sun and really love seeing people, but I know I can't do that right now. So it's been a little bit difficult, but I FaceTimed my friends and then we had Fly yesterday. So I got to see some of you guys on Zoom. Do you guys like Zoom, by the way? Because I did a Zoom once and no one showed up. I've had more people show up to YouTube Live than I have Zoom. So that's why I've continued to do YouTube Live. Oh, Damari said that he tried to go outside, but his mom sent him an article about social distancing. Yeah, it's true. So if you do go outside, you're still not supposed to be hanging out with people. And I've seen kids in my own neighborhood like hanging out playing basketball. And as much as I love basketball and I love to see kids having fun and doing things, it's not the best time. I mean, I get it if it's your sibling because you're already in the same house. If you're going to be sick, they're probably going to be sick. Jyrene says she likes Zoom. So I don't know, maybe if next week we're still stuck in our homes, maybe I'll do a couple more Zooms. It's just I have a meeting in 10:30 at Zoom every day. Oh, okay, yeah, and see that's the thing. I feel bad because some of your teachers make it at the same time, so it's hard to meet with us. That's why I've done 11 every time for YouTube Live. and someone's on their mom's account. So thanks for joining us. We have about 5 more minutes if you want to ask any questions about the study guide. It's 15 questions on your study guide and 10 questions on your test. It will be on quizzes, and I think it's fairly easy. So if you want to go ahead and type in your questions. I like Zoom, you just got to send the link. Yeah, I put the link last time on the blog the day before, and only 2 people showed up. So yeah, that was interesting. Maybe you guys had something serious in another class that day. I don't know. I didn't take it personal. I just figured because we haven't done it, y'all didn't really feel the need to, which is fine. Just thought y'all might want to see each other's faces. Oh, I miss you too, Jaireem. I miss all of you guys. It's been so weird not being able to see y'all. I've been looking through my phone, looking at like old videos. And I actually, when I went on the field trip with y'all last year, I found some videos of some of y'all that are kind of funny. From the, what was it? Rock City trip. That was fun. All right, we're down to 3 minutes if you guys have questions. So ask away. Otherwise, you'll be emailing me. Let's see if anyone's been emailing me here. No students. Can you go over question 9? Let's see, 9. If a country produces machinery and they want to make trade easier with other countries, what do they need to do before they can trade? This one's kind of a tricky question. So when you read it, don't think about the machinery. Think about, I live in the United States, maybe you live in Australia. What do we need to do before we can make an exchange of goods? Because remember, they cost something. So what is something we need to do before we can buy each other's products or trade? I can give you a hint. Oh wait, never mind. My husband took it off the table, so can't even give you a picture hint. Not specialize. Something that goes in your wallet. Ah, we got it, Taylor. They need to exchange currencies. Yeah, that's it. So for what number was that? 9? 9, they need to exchange currencies. Very good. Taylor, Zolan, whoever Lena Wilson is, y'all got it. So we're on our last minute. Does anybody else have any questions from the study guide? You said dollars to yen. Well, yen would be China. I did say Australia. I probably should use China since, we're learning about China. Oh, your mom wanted you to say hi. Hi, Zoe's mom. All right, so our last couple of moments together here. I'll give you a second if you want to ask any other questions. I just want to say again, I miss you guys. I miss school. The quarantine stuff has been very difficult for all of you, I'm sure. Please make sure you're getting outside if you can and being active. Please make sure you're doing something fun, not just schoolwork all day, like color, draw, whatever's fun to you, video games. Do something that takes your mind off of being stuck in the house. Make sure you're polite to your family. Please help your parents clean up a little bit. And please don't go to the fridge every 5 minutes. I'm sure they're annoyed with you guys eating all their food. So yeah, I hope everything's good. I'm about to log off. I'll give you another 30 seconds if somebody has something else to say, but that's all I have. Again, if you need something, please email me. I'm going to post this link on the blog in a few minutes here after I get it all put together correctly. So you can go in and go back if you missed the beginning and you can see or hear some of the answers that we talked through. So bye guys, love y'all. I hope everything's going okay. Please be safe. Make sure you're washing your hands and doing all the things you know you're supposed to do. Jaireem says, I took excellent photos outside when I had time to go out. You're a photographer. That's awesome. Awesome. So hopefully you can maybe email me that picture. I bet they're really pretty. I love looking at outside pictures too. All right, bye Taylor, bye Zoe, bye Jyreme, and Zolan threw up the peace sign. So, all right guys, have a wonderful day. Email me if you have any problems.